Alright guys, so we have some stencils of a couple of roosters, and we're going to make some country primitive wall art, right, for the kitchen, living room, bedroom, bathroom. So these stencils, I have a pack. It's a little booklet on my Etsy store. You can check it out, and there's a bunch of stencils in there. I'll leave a link for all that. So I've got the board I'm going to cut down to size. And we'll use this MDF here to cut out these stencils. So I'll add tape to bind it to the board, to bind the pattern to the board. And just enough to fit both of these two roosters together. And we'll take it over to the scroll saw and do that. So I haven't mentioned before in past videos that, and by the way, this what we're gonna do is we're just doing commentary here. I've gotten really fond of the scroll saw in recent weeks, leading up to my stint at the fair with Javi's wood shop. We were pushing out a lot of products, and it seems like the scroll saw was very handy in doing a lot of art stuff, you know. Whereas before I was using the scroll saw for the random sort of hinge, wooden hinge, and things like that. Although I did the Metallica. You can see one of my videos where I do a Metallica thing. It's like a hanging wall art, and it lights up with LEDs. And so I've used it for those, but mostly I got inspired and I said, oh, well, there's so much that can be done, so I figured, why not use it? I've been using it more, actually. But one thing I haven't been doing for my videos is letting people know to press the bell, right, so they get notified when I do have a video come out, and so that they can follow my story. So so if you are interested in following what I do, don't forget to press the bell, and if you're coming here for the first time, also go ahead and subscribe. And it's a lot of fun too, you know. If you're thinking of getting a scroll saw and interested, come across this. The scroll saw is super fun to use. And look at all the designs you can make. I'm working with roosters right now. And you can cut out letters, portraits. There's people like Charles Deering out there, Jamie Page, that do a lot of scroll work, among other things. But so Charles Deering has a live show. Jamie Page, you can see his work on his channel. He also works with the lathe. Incidentally, we have a show too, if you're checking this out. It's called the Mad Maker Show. We're part of a community that has a bunch of people involved in it with very creative and projects and endeavors. And that's the Mad Maker Show. At this moment, it happens every Tuesday Eastern, every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time here on my channel, and we interview a bunch of makers that a lot of you know, and some that you might not be familiar with, but all part of a big community. So these boards are fencing, right, that we're sitting outside. We're going primitive, we're going rustic, and we're creating from something that would be of lesser value, adding value to it. So I'm cutting these down to size. I'm gonna join these boards and glue them up, actually. And this bit here, this is going to be to stabilize the back of the wall art. So I'm cutting these pieces of board in half. I did a bunch of them. And so this is the first piece with that tall rooster. That's the second one with the little rooster, with the arrow. And we're gonna go ahead and sand all those boards and sort of get the rough edges off the boards. I also have a website. It's called rockinwoodworks.com, and I have articles up on there, tools I use, interviews with people from the Mad Makers show, and products from my Etsy store, as well as music. I have a music pack. I write my own music. I compose, record guitar, drums, keyboards, vocals, just everything, right? And I've been doing that for a very long time. So there's a bunch of stuff, so go check out rockinwoodworks.com. So I'm adding this gray weathered stain to this first one, to the rooster with the arrow. Its background, its base, and then some blue. Just give it that shabby, country feel. And again, it's such a fun thing to work on these projects, because you're not restricting yourself to, you're working with things as sort of with brand new eyes, as like a kid would. You grab the pieces and you mold them to your, whereas the finer woodworking, there's you can't necessarily, if you mess up, if you do a scratch, this is all scratches, right? This is all texture, this is all grunge, and it's awesome, It's just incredible. So I really dig this medium and this style of woodworking. It tells a story. I've said it before in past videos. When you have something that's rustic and distressed, and at whatever level of distressed or rustic, it just it tells a story. It feels like it has something to tell. Yeah. So I'm just gluing everything up here, and I'm gonna set this one to the side to dry, and I'll do the other one as well. Same thing, each piece gets a dab of glue. I butter it up with my finger, and then I just join them together. And then I'll do the rooster. Set them up on there, and we'll set these to dry, and then we'll come back and add the backing to it, which we're doing now. These are the pieces that I had before that I had cut in half from that same fencing, and just a dab of glue, line of glue, set it, and then same with the second one. And I'll add hardware. You can find these pieces and other pieces on my Etsy store, by the way. Check it out and see all the other stuff that I've got up on there. I had a little issue with the pin nailer. It wouldn't nail. And then the compressor turned on. It's just it needed more air pressure. And so there you have it. 2 roosters. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, don't forget to hit the bell to subscribe.
I love a little stay. You told your mama you'd be studying at a friend's house. How's it going?